Welcome to the Q&A session of the Case Crawler Excavator launch. My name is Simran and I'll be moderating the Q&A session. We have with us the senior management of Case Construction from Indian and global operations who will answer all your queries. You can put your queries in the chat box in front of you. The management team includes Mr. Ronak Verma, Managing Director and Country Head for CNH Industrial and SARC, Mr. Neil Woodfin, Vice President, EMEA and Global Products and Portfolio Development, CNH Industrial Construction Segment, Mr. Sandeep Mathur, who is the brand leader for Case Construction Equipment India, Mr. Matteo Callo, who is EMEA Product Marketing Manager, CNH Industrial Construction Segment, Mr. Amit Kakkar, Managing Director of CNH Industrial Capital India, Mr. Tarun Khanna, he is the Chief Marketing Officer for CNH Industrial. Now we'll start off with our first question for the Q&A session from Mr. A. Mohan Kumar, Assistant Editor, EPC World. Economic activities are at its lowest point. What is the company's strategy behind launching CX22C crawler excavator at this juncture?
Okay, I'll take that question. I think, look, we don't launch products with a very short-term view in mind. I think we've been in India for over 2 decades, and Case Construction is close to 3 decades of presence in the country. The crawler excavator is essentially the largest segment in the construction equipment by value, and by not being present in this, we don't do service to our customers, by not being a full liner in India. And we believe that even though the economic activity, which is a result of, let's say, a health situation across the globe, is no reason for us to defer or deviate from our strategy as part of the country. And I think what we've been able to do is bring out a quality global product that can serve our customers, and we are quite confident on the potential that the country continues to bring, even though there is a slight blip, if you will, in the current scenario.
Okay, let's go to the next question now. Thank you for the response, Mr. Ronak Verma. The next question is from Mr. Faridi from NBMCW. Almost all world's leading brands are here and doing well. Low cost to premium, all models and sizes available. Tell us, please, why one should consider Case over already tried and tested machines available.
Well, I can take that question if you like. I think from a global perspective, we've been in the excavator industry longer than most. We've owned some of the leading brands in the industry, and hence the technology which has allowed us to establish a strong presence globally with excavators. For this particular excavator, we work with our partners Sumitomo from Japan, and they have got world-leading technology which we've utilized in this particular product. They've also been in the industry a long time. They would not argue that they are the first excavator manufacturer in the world, and so again have a long history of providing leading technology which allows our customers around the world to achieve the best productivity and also the best total cost of ownership through the fuel efficiency that we generate with our FPT engine. And that's a real differentiating feature. And I think when you talk to our customers, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for high levels of productivity and the best total cost of ownership, which ensures that they can generate the best returns on their investment. And that's what we recognize at Case. And I think in the presentation you also saw the importance of making sure that customers can reduce their downtime. And that means making sure that we've got a good aftermarket service available, and in India we've got a leading aftermarket service because we're a well-established brand in India with a direct service and sales organization to support our dealer networks, that when things do go wrong, and they do, And when they do go wrong, we are there to help our customers get up and running again very, very quickly. And we do that better than most. And that's why we've got a market-leading position in compaction. We're number 2 in TLB. And we're number 2, 3, and 4 in graders and dozers. So we've got a proven track record of ensuring that we support our customers. So I think that proven track record, together with this performance and the product that we've designed specifically for India with the excavator, should provide our customers with the confidence that we are there today and tomorrow for them with this product. And that's why I would buy. And I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Neil Woodfin, for your answer. And the next question is from Mr. Partha Basist, Associate Editor at NBMCW. What will be the product support services in terms of pre-sales and post-sales for the new excavators? Will the excavators be sold through the existing dealers?
Yeah, look, as we launch, we are, as an organization, expect to be directly involved during the launch of such a critical product. But that being said, I think we rely on our strength of our network and our strong dealer partners to help us in terms of service support that is required, or installation support that would be required, during the purchase experience of the customer. Along with the existing network, we're also expanding the network to include certain dealers that have robust experience in the excavator segment, so that we are able to cater to the needs of our customers in the most appropriate way. So if I were to answer the question in short, I think it's really us and the network working in tandem to bring you just the quality experience that you would expect out of CASE.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for the answer. The next question is from Mr. A. Mohan Kumar, Assistant Editor, EPC World. The need of the hour due to COVID-19 is minimal human intervention. Does the CX220C crawler excavator come with features that conform to minimal human intervention?
Okay, I think when we say minimal human intervention, look, our machine has been tested and across various applications, some of the most robust applications, and it is also backed by advanced telematics. So I think in terms of the ability of the owner, operator, etc., to understand the usage of his machines, to ensure that the servicing requirements or any alerts, if it were, are met timely instead of going and personally inspecting machines and so on and so forth. I think we are very well equipped with that. It allows fleet management, it allows understanding, and we are integrating it with our owner service application that allows the owner operators to understand where they are in terms of servicing and who it has been allocated to, so that they are assured of the uptime of the equipment. Okay, so in that respect, yes, we do make sure that the interventions that are required for the machine are only at the point that are completely necessary, that people need to get involved. Okay, along with that, we also offer seamless financing options. So if there were someone that required purchasing of the machine, even that can be done quite seamlessly with minimal human intervention required, to make sure that we are able to meet the cash flow needs of our customers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your response. And the next question is from Mr. Vijay from CIA World. Can you tell us more on the safety and comfort of this excavator?
Yeah, I can take this question. The comfort, it comes from the way we design the machine. The cab on our excavator has been designed in Japan and it is meeting all the standards on comfort and safety we have around the world. So it's the same cab produced around the world we have localized in India. So ergonomy is one of our targets when we design this cab. We want to make sure that the operator can work effortless, so he can focus on his job with the right and proper visibility that allow him to be always under control of any at any time of any activity he's doing. This provides the maximum safety for the operator and for all the people that are around him on a job site.
Thank you for the answer, sir. The next question is from Mr. Partha Basist, Associate Editor, NBMCW. How is the excavator much akin for the Indian working conditions precisely for quarry applications?
Yeah, I can keep going on this. As we have explained earlier, we have a long experience on excavators. And before entering India, we have investigated which are the uniqueness activity performed in India and the way the Indian customer like to operate in India. So we have brought machine in India, we have tested them, and based on the result of this test, we have decided how to develop the machine for India. So it's made in India, made for India, because the experience we have collected, accumulating more than 16,000 hours of operation in different Indian applications, has given us all those insights to improve all those points where we think the Indian customer will benefit the most. So Sajay Kumar in the video earlier has shown all those reinforcements which are unique for Indian market, for this machine we built here. So you will read on the machine 6220C heavy duty LC, and that heavy duty would have been better expressed as extra heavy duty. That would fit any Indian tough application.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Mr. A. Mohan Kumar, Assistant Editor, EPC World. Is there any plan to come up with driverless excavators?
I can take this one if you like. Look, I think semi-automation is what we're working towards achieving for our customers. That's 2D and 3D blade guidance. And I think that's the most appropriate type of automation for the construction equipment industry, especially in building site environments. You know, building site environments are not very controlled environments. You get a lot of subcontractors on those building site environments. You get a lot of delivery people. You get building control inspectors. You get architects. So there's a lot of people coming onto your site, which is difficult to then sort of constrain where they go. And I think it's important, therefore, to make sure you've still got an operator in the machine to be able to ensure that indeed the safety requirements are being met. However clever we can get with technology, it's difficult to always be able to cater for people doing things which are not always the most logical things on that site environment. And so I think semi-automation ensures that we can provide a safe operation, but at the same time with semi-automation enable you to put less skilled operators on and achieve the same results, which allows you to build to specification by removing the minimum amount of material and ensure that you can do that in the most productive way possible. And I think that's what customers are looking for. I think if you can isolate the product from people, and I think in mining environments that, you know, there are certain areas where you can do that, then I think full automation has a part to play, but not in the sites where the majority of our equipment will be operating. And I think that's where we still see that semi-automation is the right way forward. Okay?
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Mr. Shashidhar, EPCNI. Would you let us know if you have conducted any virtual testing of the machine before launching it, as in software simulation as a software model?
Again, I can talk to that. I think we are in actual fact doing more and more virtual modeling and virtual validation. We still have to do a lot of physical validation. Our objective is to get to a point where we can do 80% virtual modeling and virtual validation. We're not there yet. I don't think anybody is. Tesla have also got the same target to get to 80% virtual modeling and virtual validation. And the secret behind that is to make sure that your physical tests in the field have got a strong correlation with your virtual model. And when you've got that, then you're at a point whereby you can do more and more virtual modeling and virtual validation. And so that's what we're working towards. So yes, we've got the technology in-house, and I think probably we might well be ahead of a lot of our competition, because we're working with our partners in the Fiat Chrysler Automotive Group with that technology as well, and then so we've got able to adopt that technology within our construction equipment product design environment. But as I say, we're working on that correlation piece to ensure that we can do more and more of our virtual modeling and virtual validation. I think it's a great question, because I think it's the way forward for us, actually, because we're able to then, if we do more and more of that, we're able to bring product to market faster, and we're able to test out new suppliers and new components without compromising quality. So we can prove concepts out much easier. So it's a very good question, and absolutely it's the way we want to go, and we're getting there.
Yeah.
Thank you so
and
much.
And to that, Neil, I would just add that while virtual validation provides a lot of value in speed to market, etc. Coming out with a new product with new areas of application, I think we as a company are also quite, let's say, conservative in that way to try to understand the needs of our customers, and specifically in India, the conditions under which the machines are used are almost abusive, right? And so I think we wanted to make sure that we build the machines, as Matteo was saying before, is based on our experience. We did over 16,000 hours of cumulative testing, where we wanted to ensure, and a result of that, we were able to strengthen, the structural integrity of our machine to make sure that we could cater to those needs, right? And I think once we have that, those provide inputs to virtual validation that we could then use going forward. But bringing out a new product in the market, we could not simply rely on something like that. And we actually had to test out actual conditions with actual customers, where we essentially told them to take our machine and basically abuse them, and then take the feedback from that to make sure that we can bring out a quality machine that can be appreciated by our customers.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Mr. Sudhir, Equipment India. What is your strategy to stay competitive in the Indian excavator market? What is the market share aimed at in a year?
Yeah, so look, I think we are actually targeting with this excavator a very niche segment, which is the 22-ton electronic segment, which is the premium segment within the 20-ton. Okay. And we start to see that this is going to actually shift as and when the emission norms change for the excavator market, wherein we will see most of the players moving into this segment, and therefore this segment is expected to expand. Initially, I think we are more interested in making sure that our customer experience is good. Remember that this is, while we are launching it within the India and SAARC market, it is also a product that is equally going to be exported. The similar product is going to be exported into various countries. And we have about 500 units that we intend to produce. About 50% of that we want to sell in India, and then we can cater to additional demand as required. We expect to then grow from that year over year in terms of our production capabilities. within the next 2 to 3 years to triple that. So this is where we want to get to, and I think we have a strong and loyal customer base, and I think we have strong leads into our equipment, and we expect to be able to go get out there and have our machines be experienced with our customers. Okay, so I think that today this segment, while it's down, but it has a potential to get to between 6,000 to 8,000 units. I think we can very easily target like initially a 5% going to 10% market share there.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Mr. Faridi. He has a supplementary question, which is from when you say you have used heavy plates than competitors in boom, undercarriage and other parts, which means machines get heavy, which in turn will consume more fuel, whereas fuel efficiency is the key to be safe. What's your say on this? How your machines are more fuel efficient over competitors who talk about making bit lighter than with good geometry?
I can take this. So yes, we have used high thickness plate, but in a smart way, because those claims, they need some explanation, and this question is a very good question. So what is a conventional design for a boom and arm is using a couple of plates, one on top of the other, with additional welding to reinforce all the points where the stress is higher. What we have decided is to use a unique larger thickness plate all across the section, on those sections where these multiple plates are usually adopted, to simplify the design, to make it stronger. And we have added those solution on those points where the stress is higher, with the target to maintain the overall weight within the 22 tons, which is the class where we play. Then the fuel economy comes from the engine and how the engine and the hydraulics are coupled together and how they can deliver the power. We are using the Fiat powertrain engine, which is very well known for its performances and for its fuel economy. This is proven around the world, is proven in India. Is the same engine we are adopting on the grader and the dozer we are successfully selling in India. All our customers are appreciating this fuel economy. And with all the tests we have done on excavators, the feedback on fuel economy is always the same. Your Fiat powertrain engine is the best on a fuel economy, and that's where we rely on this machine too. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Mr. Anand from Construction Opportunities. The prospects are getting better for global practices like equipment leasing and rentals in India. How do you look at these opportunities as a player in the excavator market?
Amit, you want to take that?
Thank you, Ronak. Hi, everyone. So the market is definitely expanding, and there are new products that are getting launched on this side. We're also looking at this, and we're working closely with our channel partners, and we have devised a program already, which would be available when our machines would be available at dealership. Where the dealer would help us in doing this product. So we have devised something where our dealer will also be a partner in this. Being at the front end, they can support the customer in understanding, and they would be able to support the customers in terms of a rental or a short-term utilization of the machine. Basically, we would be offering these solutions as well. And as time progresses, we would have a full end-to-end solution as well coming up on this.
Yeah, not always does the leasing. I mean, I think the various parts of the world, leasing is an effective tool. Also because of certain tax benefits that occur and can be leveraged off by the lessor. But in our case and in India, leasing is not essentially taken off that well. But I mean, what it essentially does is adapts the cash flow of the customer based on his usage of the machine and matches it with his income. And there are various other ways of doing that, one of which is being rental. And those, as Amit is saying, we are exploring that with our channel partners to launch a rental program that will allow our customers to take advantage of that with a cash flow that suits their needs. You know, so.
Okay, thank you, sir. The next question is from Mr. Shipranshu Pandey, Construction Mirror. With the onset of New Year, how does CNH Capital look forward to providing financial services to its customers in buying new equipment?
I'll take that one. So in terms of offering financial solutions on CHEX, we're confident about the product that we have, and now we've been in market for about 2.5 years, where we have been customizing our solutions. We don't want to do a one-size-fit-all, the traditional route of funding and financing that happens in the market, mostly done by the banks and now other players. So we have in the past as well worked closely with our customers, understanding the kind of a down payment, the kind of a tenor that they need, and looking at their needs, we customize this. So we are ready in terms of offering customized solutions. And we're also working a peace of mind product as well with our CHEX excavator product, where the customers can enjoy the machine, experience the machine, and has a complete peace of mind in terms of supporting the other maintenance activities are taken care of upfront with the financing option on the loan as well as on this side of business as well.
Thank you, Mr. Amit, for your answer. The next question is from Mr. Partha Basist, Associate Editor, NBMCW. What will be the value through attachments provided for the new excavator?
Sorry, so I suppose the value of attachments provided through the new excavator, obviously, I think clearly the critical attachments for any excavator are going to be obviously the different size buckets and also the breakers. And so what we're able to do is make sure that we're able to provide all of those attachments that are regularly used on the products to meet those customer needs there. So as far as the value is concerned, obviously, when we select our attachment partners, we make sure we're selecting products that will complement our product design to ensure they've got the appropriate level of durability, to ensure they're giving the performance that the customer is seeking, okay, whilst at the same time not damaging the product, which is important when you're looking at breakers.
Thank you, sir. The next question is by Mr. Sanket, oneindia.com. Pandemic had adverse impact on economic activities. How has been case performance during this period?
So I'll take that. I think, look, the pandemic has impacted everybody, right? And I think we were not spared of that as well. We were in complete lockdown in India. And that impacted not only the supply of goods in India, but also other countries that were reliant on the production out of India. But we used this time quite well. I think we used this time to actually gauge the needs of our customers, try to ensure and that we had and we were able to provide service support during this time to our customers wherever they needed. And you know, by doing so, we were able to understand the needs and how that would pan out once we came out of the lockdown. Okay, the first impact was on spare parts, and I think there was a lot of activity going on. There was mining that was still on, and therefore there were people that required spare parts, and those were immediate, let's say, actions that we took. And then post that, we started our production at our Pithampur plant to cater to not only the backlog of export, but also started to see fairly robust demand come out of our TLB or a backhoe loader. So I think we have seen coming out a fairly strong demand coming out of the construction equipment industry, especially led by the backhoe loaders. And we are starting to see that also on the crawler excavator market over the last couple of months. So we are quite, let's say, encouraged and quite positive about, where we expect the markets to come out next year. You can already see that most rating houses are actually revising their estimates for the GDP, which was expected to be down close to about, some said 20%, to perhaps down to 7.5%, 8%. And then that means that that has been made up through growth that is actually coming into Q4. And we are seeing manufacturing up, the manufacturing index, being very positive. We are starting to see employment starting to come back. And I think a lot of indicators are actually providing for a pretty reasonable outlook going into next year.
Thank you, sir. The next question is by Mr. Vijay from CIA World. What is the cost of this machine for Indian buyers?
Yeah, so look, I think we have various offerings in terms of variants starting all the way from 50 to 4 lakhs to, depending on the configuration of the machine, up to 55 to 55 and a half. This is backed by additional second-year warranty with, it comes with additional servicing parts and additional monitoring through our advanced telematics and so on and so forth. But I think if we will be able to cater to whatever needs that are necessary for our customers.
Thank you, sir. The next question is by Mr. Shashidhar from EPCNI. While you offer an advanced hydraulic system, would you throw light on flame retardant and biodegradable hydraulic fluids? Is that something that customers can use and you're pushing for?
Regarding biofuel, all our engines are allowed to use the B20. So it means 20% of blend between biodiesel and standard diesel. This is the current standard we are using all across the world, in India too.
Thank you, sir, for your answer. The next question is by Mr. Anand from Construction Opportunities. Is telematics a standard feature in this machine or is optional?
I could take that. It's a standard offering on all our machines that we'll be selling in India. Telematics, advanced telematics is standard.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Mr. Faridi, NBMCW. Will you please elaborate on machines' efficiency, excavators' boom, swing speed, and movement stability for precise digging and loading, as most excavators jerk when move on speed?
Yeah, I can take these. The secret of developing a good excavator is the balancing speed, power, force. So that's the most difficult challenge that engineering has on excavators. And this it takes the majority of the time. And with the experience we have with the support of Sumitomo from Japan, we were able to have a very efficient hydraulic system that is able to move the machine at high speed in a smooth way. So the most important characteristic of a case excavators is the precision of movement and the smoothness of those movements that makes any operator able to maximize their productivity. So all this bouncing have been cut out thanks to the smoothness of those hydraulic systems, and that's make easy to operate. We have had head-to-head tests with any competitor machine deployed in India, and we have used any operator. We have swap operator from one machine on the other, and the result was always the same. With a case machine, any operator can be more productive than with any other machines. Please prove yourself, and you will witness the same.
And if I could just add, because Matteo has explained it perfectly, I think people will argue, well, we buy our hydraulic components from Japan too. They're the same as Sumitomo's. And I think what's different is it's the software logic and the software that you write to be able to marry up the engine and the hydraulic system to ensure that you get that stability that Matteo's been talking about. Yeah, so it's not just the hydraulic components, it's everything working together smoothly. And so, as Matteo rightly said, that's where we lead the industry.
Thank you, sir. Now we'll be taking our last few questions for the session. The next question is by Mr. Shipranshu Pandey, Construction Mirror. How do you look at the importance of used, refurbished equipment in the current tough market conditions?
Well, look, I don't think that anything has essentially changed. I mean, there is always going to be used equipment. There will be a market that is going to be there for the used equipment. And there is always going to be a market for new equipment as you continue to advance technologies that improve efficiency and productivity going forward, right? As your equipments age, clearly there is going to be a difference between the new products that are essentially coming out, just like the case new CHEX or the crawler excavator that we are bringing out to the market. So I think there are people that are going to have the preferences that require that, and then there will be people that actually rely on used equipment to get their work done. I don't think that we see a significant shift within the industry per se. And coming into the industry now, I think with the loyal customer base that we do have, we have an opportunity to actually size up our equipment versus competition, right? And we have done this repeatedly, like Matteo was saying, with all the leading brands in the market. And essentially, we were able to even prove to ourselves that in terms of productivity, there is no machine capable of doing what CASE does. And we invite our customers to try it out for themselves.
Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. The next question is by Mr. Vijay from CIA World. Would you be displaying this product at the upcoming BOMACON Expo India in April 2020?
Tarun, will we?
Yes, if we are there, we will definitely be displaying the excavator. It will be the center of attraction, and we'll showcase it to the northern market. We had displayed the first built in India machine from Pithampur at the XCon last year, and we will continue to showcase the excavator as an integral part of our lineup now going forward.
Thank you so much. The last question of the session is by Mr. Sudhir from Equipment India. What is the share of local content and import content in this excavator?
It's we are importing almost 40% of component right now, and 60% of the value of the machine is locally produced in India. This is our starting point. We will try to maximize the local content in India, making sure that quality standards are met.
Yeah, I mean, I think to that I'll just add, it is a starting point, and I think the critical components that we want to make sure where we do not compromise on the product are the engine and hydraulics, and I think we essentially rely on this today that are imported, and we will continue to work on this. So, our FPT engine today, even though it is our group company, is going to be imported. We want to make sure that we are able to establish the product or above the expectation of our customers. So these we do not compromise on, and this is how we launch the product. And the secret to any product being successful in India is to essentially sequentially localize it to be competitive.
And if I could also add, I think the question hasn't come up, but we're using India as also an export location for this product too. And so what we've got to do when we're choosing our components that we install on the product, components such as the engine, is that those components can be serviced and supported outside of India. So we have to look at that as well. And so, and quality, of course, we're not compromising on quality. I think Ronak and Matteo have talked to that. It's got to be world-class quality, this product. And India is a tremendously demanding environment, more so than most markets, because I think you try and stretch the use of this particular size of product. So we have to make it extremely robust. And I think our markets outside of India benefit from the additional work we've done to make this an extremely tough excavator. And I think, and so as we export it around the world, they'll be benefiting from the India design. But that's certainly going to be an important part of our growth strategy, not just for India, but also outside of India in the rest of the Asia Pacific market and Russia, and then going forward also Europe.
Thank you, sir. So with this, we will be concluding this session. Thank you so much to the panelists and all the attendees for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time that everyone has put in. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.